Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Red Spark's crypto blog for your crypto and Cardano news. I'm going to start, as I always do, with taking a look at the crypto market. Let me know if you find this segment interesting or useful, as I know I don't offer any useful insight other than, hey, crypto markets are unpredictable and nobody knows what's going to happen in the short term. But Bitcoin is below 50k. That's not a good sign. And as a result, everything else is in the red, except for XRP. That seems to be doing good. So there must be some news potentially around the XRP court case, perhaps. I'll have to have a little dig around on that. In terms of 7-day losses, so Bitcoin has had a heavy sort of decline of 14%. Ethereum's doing rather good there to only have a 6.2% drop, and some are speculating that Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin, known as the legendary flippening. We shall see. It's still got a long way to go. Binance Coin is doing fairly well. Solana, that's interesting. I wonder why Solana has had such a sharp sell-off in the last 7 days. Might have to do a bit of digging around on that as well. Cardano, obviously that's not great. And then Polkadot. So yeah, some heavy losses there for some of the ETH competitors. And I guess Ethereum and Binance Coin seem to be the ones that investors are potentially gravitating towards. So that's an interesting storyline emerging there. Scrolling down the list, let's see, Crypto.com, which was hyped for the last week, has seen a massive decrease. I think that was up to around 11th at one point. And then it starts going down again. Generally, I find that by the time I hear about some of this hype, that's usually when it's about to go down. So I tend not to buy coins. Well, I say that I have done in the past. I'm not perfect. But generally, if you hear about a coin and it's like, oh, it's about to break into the top 10, be very, very careful. In fact, that's kind of what happened with Avalanche. Avalanche was, I think, 11th or 10th that I bought in, and now it's just hovering at 12. But having researched Avalanche, by and large, I'm quite happy with the project, so I'm going to keep my investment in it. Polygon is doing good. So generally, I think it's a story of Ethereum and BSC right now. Polygon, Ethereum, they're doing good. Binance Coin is doing good. Algorand, not so good. So all the ETH competitors aren't doing so good. Chainlink, I'm really surprised by Chainlink. Why has Chainlink not done better? It's a critical part of the DeFi ecosystem. It's got a great brand name, great partnerships. I'm very surprised by Chainlink. Litecoin I used to hold and I gave up, and it's hemorrhaged even more value. I don't know about Litecoin. I know there's a few believers in it, but I'm glad I'm not going through those pain points anymore. Uniswap, a bit surprised by Uniswap. You'd have thought if Ethereum's going up, Uniswap will be going up as well. I haven't really read into Uniswap lately, well, other than reading their original white paper just to understand the technology. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Uniswap, why they're not doing better. Perhaps it's just everybody's going to the safety net of Ethereum, perhaps. And VeChain, yikes, I do feel sorry for VeChain holders. They got a great product, they've got good real world use cases, but they just don't seem to do very well, so ouch to that. I promised a friend of mine I'd take a look at Nano. They got convinced into investing in it recently by somebody on Reddit, apparently. I said to her, I just don't think it's going to go anywhere. Let's have a look at the longer term range for Nano. So you had certain peaks, but then it's just been hovering at this level, and it used to be in the top 100, and it's no longer in the top 100. How's it doing the last 30 days? Yeah, it's not looking great. So yeah, I think I stand by my assessment of Nano in that I just don't see it going anywhere in the long term. It will have certain peaks based on excitement when the general market's doing well, but as a long-term hold, I'm not convinced. I guess I should caveat that by saying I'm not up to date on the latest news with Nano. I just know it's a coin that was completed in the last bull cycle. They finished development on it. So by and large, it's quite a mature coin. And my view is if a coin, a project that is by and large quite mature, has not done better by now, then what are you waiting for? What is there that's going to actually change anything compared to all the other competitors that are out there? So that's why I'm kind of bearish on Nano. Okay, let's move on to actual news. 6 cryptocurrency CEOs testified before Congress. I know Army of Spies did a good summary of this earlier today, so I recommend watching that. And hopefully there'll be some summary articles on CoinDesk and other places. But I'm also just trying to listen to the entire thing just because I want to get a better feel for how it went. I'm only an hour and 10 minutes into it, as you can see. So far, it's really good. I definitely recommend watching it if you can. It does count as good entertainment to me as an alternative to watching Netflix on a night in. What I like about it is that the agenda and the discussion recognizes the fact that crypto is a major innovation, or blockchain technology is a major innovation, and can bring about a whole lot of benefit for society, and heavy regulation of it could push innovation and new startups away from the US to other countries. So lawmakers are grappling with this innovative technology that they don't want to lose competitive advantage in, and yet at the same time being concerned, as they should be, about the repercussions on the US economy. So they're asking the usual questions amongst other things, but it just doesn't seem like a witch hunt as it has been in the past. In the same week that Vitalik grappled with the leviathan of how to decentralize a fully operational and heavily congested Ethereum blockchain, Cardano continued to plod along the roadmap it always had. Having decentralized block production across 3,000 plus stake pool operators, Input-Output are now looking to decentralize the messaging system responsible for setting up new nodes, amongst other things. Until recently, Cardano nodes established connections with peers by looking up a file that described the static configuration of the network. The system also relied on nodes set up by IOG that helped to establish network connectivity. To increase decentralization and simplify node communications, we've been establishing a P2P network. Direct interaction between peers streamlines communication between the thousands of distributed nodes that will maintain the network without reliance on federated relays. This will be done by automated P2P networking components. Automating the process of peer selection brings us closer to a fully decentralized network and simplifies the process of running a relay or a block producing node. Now, I realize there's a debate around the block producers on the Cardano network, but it's more around the wealth distribution than data validation. The Cardano network encourages stake pool operators to go out and market themselves to attract delegators, and the ones that have the power to attract the most delegators tend to be YouTubers or companies like Binance that are the entry point into crypto for a lot of people. Additionally, a lot of these large stake pools go on to launch additional pools, further dwindling the supply of delegators available to other smaller stake pool operators. As a result, you end up with a system where the block production comes down to popularity and marketing. That's not too dissimilar to the political system, where politicians have to go out and win your vote, and hence they use marketing and social media to do that. The question is, what is the right way to do decentralized block production? And that's a topic for another day. It's quite a deep topic. But I do wonder if automating it is the right thing. If, for example, in Daedalus or Yoroi, you set certain parameters, such as, okay, I don't want to pay more than X margin, and it will just randomly select a pool that meets your requirements. And that way, everybody is not just gravitating to the same popular YouTubers. Potentially. It's an interesting debate for another day. But this article, though, is good in that it's showing that Cardano has had a roadmap for how to decentralize. Earlier this year, it had decentralized blockchain production from IOG servers to the stake pool operators, which are now, as I said, based on popularity. And now it's decentralizing another key component that was dependent on IOG servers and making that peer-to-peer across these staple operators. And then later down the line, it's going to be through actual end clients like dataless nodes as well. So I think it's just generally a good thing to see that progression of decentralization. And I think it's great that we can have that debate about how those staple operators are selected and the influence of ISOs that further congregate delegators into a handful of popular staples. Project Catalyst is on the finalized day of their stage flow. So what that means is people have submitted proposals, community members have given feedback on those proposals, and today is the last day that they have to finalize their proposal based on any feedback. After that, we're going to go to the assessment phase. So in this stage, ideas are assessed by experts from your community. Assessors rate ideas based on a specified set of criteria to help uncover the ideas with the most potential. So each of these different proposal areas have different community members assigned to them who will be assessing that proposal. And then in this assess Q&A, in this stage, assessments are reviewed by veteran community advisors. So I guess they must be slightly higher up than the community assessors down here. And then finally, after that is the governance phase. In this stage, voters discuss the merits of proposals and pose questions to the proposers. So this is a stage where we vote, I think. So Project Catalyst is something I definitely need to get to grips with. I've been saying it for months and I'm guilty of not really paying the attention it really deserves. It really is a great idea. I think I'll try and do a deep dive video on Project Catalyst in the near future. But if I click on recent over here, I can see some of the ideas that have been proposed. And I randomly just clicked on this very first one just to get a bit more familiar with some of these proposals. So this is a project from Ethiopia. I had to Google what these words were. So Equib and EDA work, Ethiopia through existing social financial solutions called Equib and EDA isn't scalable, there's a typo there, due to a lack of transparency, there's a typo there, and trust. Typos aren't necessarily a big thing if English isn't your first language, though it does annoy me a little bit, especially typos like that. But more importantly, these are existing financial solutions, but I didn't know what they were, so I had to Google them. They seem to be a cultural sort of financial agreements, so they're not anything through any existing financial institutions, but it's how they pay for things like funerals and other things. Let's see over here. Equib, also spelled Equib, is a traditional means of saving in Ethiopia and exists completely outside the formal financial system. An Equib is a form of revolving savings. People voluntarily join a group and make a mandatory contribution every week, pay period or month. The pot is distributed on a rotating basis determined by drawing at the beginning of the Equib. Amounts contributed vary according to the means of participants. Equib is widespread, especially in urban areas. So certainly it's an interesting idea to put that onto the blockchain. There wasn't much details on how exactly that would work here, so I guess what I was looking for is that does the proposer understand how they would go about doing it? So if they got given the money, which is 30,000 USD, how exactly would they go about doing it? But I didn't get that sense from reading through this. It just seemed like a general list of to-dos. And there was one comment I haven't read. Let's have a look. Great idea to digitize an existing financial solutions platform. I don't know if it is a platform. That's where I don't have enough knowledge, perhaps. I will be looking forward to more details about the proposal, correct? More especially in the area of skills and experience. That's pretty much what I just said as well. So maybe I'll add my feedback in after I record this video. But the main point of me showing you this is just to try and increase engagement with Project Catalyst, including myself. As I said, I'm guilty as well. There are loads of great ideas here, and we should be reading through them and providing feedback. Ava Labs selected for Mastercard's Start Path program to open new opportunities and solve real-world problems. Enterprise interest in Avalanche and Avalanche rapidly increasing after a year of exponential growth. Avalanche has been selected to join Mastercard's StartPath Crypto, a startup engagement program dedicated to exploring and solving how blockchain technology can democratize use cases for people and businesses around the world. Through this program, Avalanche will connect with the Mastercard's ecosystem of partners and digital players across the globe to expand and accelerate blockchain technology innovation. Okay, that's quite interesting. From a Cardano point of view, my question is, where's Cardano Foundation in all of this? Are we having discussions with Mastercard? Why are we not seeing this sort of partnerships in the Cardano ecosystem? But from a Avalanche point of view, I think this is a really good news and recognition that Avalanche is rapidly growing as a solution in the enterprise space. Jess Turner, Executive Vice President of New Digital Infrastructure and FinTech at Mastercard, says, "The past year has seen incredible momentum in the world of crypto assets, from the explosion of NFTs to the piloting of central bank digital currencies in countries across the world. As we look to what's next, it's all about finding new use cases and problems blockchain technology can solve for now and in the future. Whether it's enhancing financial freedom or a new value-added service using stablecoins, we believe our new cohorts of StartPath crypto and digital assets companies, combined with Mastercard's expertise in the space, will accelerate access to new ways to pay and prioritize choice for consumers and businesses." So this is actually similar to the Visa announcement that I covered yesterday about Visa launching a consulting arm to help businesses adapt to the crypto and blockchain world. I'm going to do a bit more digging around on both Visa and Mastercard. I'm just finding it very fascinating. They're both getting really interested in crypto at the same time. I want to know a little bit more about this division, for example, how long they've been around, what their strategy is, and so on. So again, it's probably another good topic for a deep dive based on what I find. DC Spark are having a Twitter Spaces conversation tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m. I can't tell what time zone this is. I guess it was set up through Twitter and therefore hopefully it's showing me my local time zone. But I might have to Google Twitter Spaces to figure this out, as it's not clear. But anyway, DC Spark, they want to provide an update on Milkomeda, which is their EVM compatibility solution for both Cardano and Solana. We've been working significantly to deliver our sidechain/rollup solutions that will bring EVM to Solana and Cardano. As we get closer to launch, we will have a series of sessions with the vibrant communities in these ecosystems. Stay tuned. So that, together with the ERC20 converter, which is also in the testnet phases, is great news for Cardano. Having that EVM compatibility will make it a lot easier for legacy projects running on the Ethereum blockchain to migrate over to Cardano. I definitely want to do more analysis around EVM and alternative computational models. So obviously we have Plutus in Cardano. I'm not sure what Solana has. Avalanche just piggybacks off EVM. Cosmos has its own computational model. So certainly a good topic for another video. Okay, that's it from me. I hope you liked today's content. If you did, give it a thumbs up, means a lot. Consider subscribing. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can change my URL handle on YouTube. And please leave any comments below. I do like reading them. And also consider following me on Twitter. I am a YouTuber for fun though, so I'm not going to be offended if you don't do any of these. But it does help motivate, I won't lie. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day.